let's talk about that sort of league game. The one that feels like it might just be a dream. Uh, it's clouded by the grogginess of waking up, or that it's some sort of altered state. Like, you queued for this game, and let's be fair, this is a 1 in maybe 20 game, which is still a lot, and you got the most absolutely worthless team imaginable. Your top laner is picking a bad matchup, fighting it anyway. Your jungler does nothing but farm, or he ganks constantly, but he doesn't gank very well. Your mid laner is screaming about how if he just does his combos a little bit faster, then maybe he'll be able to, you know, fix the fact that you're 20 to 5 and down 3 dragons. Your support is saying nothing to the ADC who is clearly tilted and fucking up and doesn't know how to roam. And your bot lane is of course fucking up. And that's just the start. This is the kind of game that you wish you could forget. So, let's meet our top laner. What can I say about this guy? One single trade will make him throw the game. He will take a bad trade on a character like, I don't know, Darius versus Garen, something that Darius probably wins 9 out of 10 9 out of 10 lanes. But he'll take that trade anyway as the Garen, and he will get very mad when he loses, despite, you know, this not being low elo. You know the matchup. You pick the champion. We probably gave you counterpick because we understand, like the biggest win rate difference in roles. Like if you go on u.gg right now and look at counter picks for a top lane champion, you'll see this champion wins 60% of the time, this champion 59, 58. Then you go to bot lane as like the strongest counter picks are, oh, it's a 51-50 or a 51-49 matchup, and that's the strongest counter pick. In top lane, if you get counterpicked, you lose 50 CS and you just die. But this is your top laner, and you have to live with it. You can give him counterpick, you can give him jungle. He won't do anything. He will not thrive in any circumstance. It's just one of those games. Now the jungler. Now I sympathize with this guy, and I kind of sympathize with the top laner as well because I play both roles. I've seen it from both sides. I really don't like to be ganked as a top laner, and I really don't like to force ganks as a jungler. I have a more farming playstyle as jungle, but that's beside the point. The jungler has a lot of time to type, and is probably the most vocal role. And they should be, like, all flame aside, saying, I'm going to gank you, I'm going to path top, the enemy jungle is here. Like, it's your job to do the tracking for most of the game. So you should be the one talking a lot. But some junglers have rotated typing to their team into their clear, and it's kind of funny to see, and you're getting one of them. These guys are unhinged. Like, Dantes is pretty much the most sane jungler that I've ever seen stream. He's just being honest about how he really feels. So let's talk about the two main types, I guess, perma farmers and perma gankers. Perma farmers do nothing. They play something like Graves or Hecarim or something that theoretically 1v9s, and they farm all game to justify it. And like after 20 minutes of just nothing but CS, giving dragons, not ganking, not impacting anyone else in the game, despite being the most impactful role in the game. Okay, I'm 200 CS Hecarim, I'm ready to carry. And they get one shot by the 10-0 Syndra. And then they get one shot by the 5-0 Darius. And it's like, you could have impacted this, you could have done better. And the perma ganker is actually a lot worse because not only are they pushing their team to make plays that their team probably knows not to make, they're just not listening to their team, railroading them, and probably raging at them when the dive fails. It's like, no, I don't want to dive the full health Shen under tower as a champ with no dashes and no way out of tower range. I think that's stupid. So the bad junglers just mostly have their priorities out of whack. They had to understand what lanes are able to be impacted, what lanes aren't. Like, if you see, I don't know, Caitlyn Lux bot, you know that lane is going to push. So, if you're against the Caitlyn Lux bot, you should probably gank it a lot. Because what are they going to do? They're going to be pushed up the entire time. They're going to be ripe for the killing. Otherwise, you just leave them there and they're going to do all this poke stuff. Your bot lane is going to have a tilting bad experience dealing with that, playing DDR just to farm. And the jungler's not helping them? Yeah, I'd be mad at the jungler too. Let's move on to mid lane. Now, mid lane's interesting because you don't really see as many extremes about mid lane as you do about the other roles. Like, yeah, oh, it's the raging top laner, it's the raging ADC, it's, the psycho jungler, whatever. But mid lane always seems to, like, elude... How should I say it? They stay out of the controversy when people discuss, the most toxic lanes. They're just kind of there. But that's the thing, right? You're the role that's in the center of the map 90% of the game. And you have complete control over roaming, but you never do. Because you view this game as a fighting game. You play something like Zed and you just try to combo. You play something like Yasuo and you're just trying to go for kills. That's it. You just want to maximize your champ to the utmost limits. And it's like, you could play top lane with that mentality and do fine, because top is an island. But you choose mid because you just prefer the faster trading, the faster fights. And I'm just going to say it. If you get behind mid lane the same level you get behind in top lane, you can still farm. Like, Zed can still shirk, and most of the mages can just, farm from a distance and be safe. So, it's a lot more of a low-risk role to fuck up in. But yeah, I view League of Legends personally as not a fighting game, but it's a map game with quick time events, and that's all the fighting is. So, pressing Z ult and then cloning, or, shadow clone, whatever it's called, and then using your shirk and your E, that's a quick time event. That's not going to carry you out of Diamond. It's like you're going to get there because you're going to, absolutely master it to a point, and then you're never going to get past it because you never know to roam, you don't ping missing. And it's like, here's another thing that mid laners need to learn. When you ping missing, you actually have to go up to the person that you know that they're going to and ping missing on top of them, because otherwise they're just going to think, oh, my bot lane is trying to flame their support, or my top lane is just raging, and it's like, I don't know what this noise is, I'm not paying attention to it, because you're pinging missing in your lane. It's like, nobody is looking at their map when they're in the middle of a trade, and the time that they're going to get ganked is when they're in the middle of the trade. So yeah, the bugs are back. This guy's a complete douchebag. He's losing his mind, and he doesn't understand. He just doesn't get the point of mid lane being in the middle of the map. It's like your position matters. Now support, where do I start with this? You have Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not a licensed psychologist, but I'm just going to diagnose you. Like, every single one of you has Stockholm Syndrome. You complain constantly about this god-awful bot laner you've been saddled with, and you stick with him. You never go on the Fed Mord. You never go on the Fed Jungle. You never go on the Fed Mid. You're just with your ride or die with this loser. It's like, oh my god. It's the funniest thing to watch, too, because you could be playing Nautilus, and you're trying to set up kills for the 0-10 fucking Sivir. Is this your plan to get out of mid-elo? Is this your plan to get out of bronze? Just hope that Draven does it for you. It's like, so many supports just refuse to learn how to roam and play around other roles, and it's like, no, I've been stuck with this bot laner, and I'm just going to complain until he gets better, and it's like, he's never going to get better. Not in this game. Not in this game. Maybe another time. Maybe in another game, like 100 games down the road, but not in this game. You're not going to fix him. And yeah, you have the most impactful role, second to maybe jungle. And junglers at least understand that their role is impactful. Support players mostly don't. Oh, and there's also just Enchanter and Poke Mage. It's like sometimes if you're duo with your ADC, play whatever you want, obviously. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. Like, you're duoed with your ADC, and you two are having a good time. You know what works, what doesn't. But for the love of God, can you just not pick an Enchanter into a team that already has, like, 380 champions and, like, ADC type champions? Like, I don't know, Kindred jungle, Akshan mid, and Ezreal bot. It's like, we don't need an Enchanter. We need something in the front line that can peel us. Alright, last one. Bot lane. Bot lane. What do I do with you? Well, actually, how do I explain you without just losing my mind? I don't like the term attack damage carry, and it's not just because, oh, well, mages play bot now too. It's nothing to do with that. Attack damage carry. You don't attack, you don't do damage, and you certainly don't fucking carry. Games are not decided by you, ever. Your lane is decided by your support, and the rest of the game is decided by just team macro and like who messes up in a team fight first. You don't care to get dragons. You want everyone to peel you. And it's like you'll be the first to complain if we don't have dragons, but you're never gonna, drop CS to go get it. You're gonna back for a longsword when it suits you. And I love it when the bot laner says, I'm 50% HP, I can't take this fight. Why are you worried about losing HP as the backline? If you're just insulting me personally as a tank player, like, can I not protect you? Why are you 50 HP going into a fight anyway? But it's like, it's not that it matters. If I call a fight and you think that having 50% more HP is going to save you, like if Zed ults you, you're done. You're not building tank. It doesn't matter how fed you get. You're going to die to an assassin if you miss position. So, like, position better. That's all you had to do is this lane. And you just carry games for free. But it's like none of you do this, so your role is not impactful.